Hey everyone, welcome back to Bulletproof by Ashna, the channel where you plan your life with art that inspires. On this channel we do some super cool stuff, so stick around to learn more. Okay everyone, so today's video is my October Plan With Me bullet journal. Sorry for the delay, I had such a blast making this vintagey sort of theme, and let's just get started. Okay, so before we even get started on the real cover page, I had to make an October graphic. So what I mean by that is I'm actually writing the calligraphy on a separate sheet of paper and sticking it on instead of writing it directly on the bullet journal. So here I did some cursive with faux calligraphy. If you want to learn how to do calligraphy and you're a beginner, check out my video. It'll be popping up right above in the cards. And yeah, so moving on. Now you can see me here adding a darker brown layer at the bottom of the letters, and the reason why I'm doing this is to create an ombre effect for the lettering. So I'm just blending it in here with the other color to make this ombre as smooth and seamless as possible. Once I was finished the ombre, I used this neutral toned dual brush to add drop shadow effects at the back, and this really made the lettering pop out of the page. As a final touch, I used my white paint pen and I created these little white accents on the thicker parts of the letter, and I just love how this turned out. I also cut it out just like that, and now it's a sticker. Okay, so now we're actually going to start on the real cover page. So I had this brown paper that I actually got from a package, like the shipping paper sort of, and it was supposed to imitate craft paper, but I still really like the quality of this paper. And I ripped out this irregular shape, and I used this adhesive called glue tape to stick it on. My glue tape ended up actually running out for this video, but that's another story anyways. So after that, I got this actual real newspaper, and I ripped out this little portion for the bottom right corner of the spread because that was where the craft paper kind of ripped off. Then once I glued on both those papers, I got the actual October graphic I had made before, and I also glued that right on top. So I think you've also noticed that I'm layering a lot in this bullet journal spread, so I used a lot of different papers and stationery that I really liked. So there's the title. Now it's time for the little mini calendar. This one was actually pretty big. It wasn't that mini, but what I did was I drew this really big black box, and I wrote with white on top, and I thought this kind of matched the whole vintage theme just because I love the aesthetic of black with white on top. So as another thing on the spread, I actually did something I don't normally do, and this was stamps with actual ink, and I love the typewriter kind of vintage effect it gives, and I just love that. And since I always think of pumpkins when I think of October, I had to include pumpkins somewhere, and I colored these with some tombow door brushes in a neutral palette. If you want the exact numbers or colors of these tombow door brushes or any other supplies I use in this whole video, you can check out the description box below. It'll have everything listed if you would like to recreate or know what I am using. Here I am just cutting it out like a sticker, just like how I did for the October title, and I am gluing them in right in the top right corner. I also included some leaves as a final touch. Okay, so to finish off the cover page, I always do a quote page in the corner. Got the same craft paper and newspaper, and with the stamps I wrote, "Stay cozy," because now that the weather's getting colder, we're all gonna wanna stay cozy and watch the leaves fall with a warm cup of hot chocolate, and that is literally the season of October and fall, and I can't wait for those memories to come. So now you guys know what it's time for, the monthly layout. This monthly layout is actually super similar to my July bullet journal, And what I mean by that is I did the calendar on one side and I did a whole page for events because October is usually a hectic month for me. And now here I am doing pretty much the exact same monthly calendar as the front. Big black box, all colored in, and I got my white pen again and wrote out all the lines, just like that. For the actual days of the week, I didn't do a fancy font. I just kind of did this lowercase font, very simple. And I filled in all the days of the week for this month. For the title, I did pretty much the exact same title as the cover page. I did another October graphic just to keep the same corresponding theme going out throughout. I didn't show you any footage because you guys have already seen it. There's no real point. And for the other page, I did cute little title with paper and stamps and a little events box for me to write down all my events. Okay, so this is now the fun spreads. These are the most fun to watch and make. So for the first spread, I did this big craft paper that took up mostly the whole page, and this is actually going to be a notes spread because I find now that school has started, I often need somewhere to write down something real quick or just a place to jot down my thoughts really efficiently and not in the actual boxes of that day. For the title, I did the same black on with white on top. You guys are probably getting tired of me saying that, but I just love how that looks. And I made some more pumpkins that are identical to the ones on the cover page to finish off the spread. Now it's time for a spread that I don't normally do, but I have so much fun making, and this is a playlist spread. So I printed out all these little album covers from the songs I've been listening to, and I created a box for every one. So the songs, if you're interested in what songs I'm listening to, they're kind of a mix of old and new. A lot of them are new recommendations from my friends that I've never heard. I'm listening to some Bruno Mars, some Clairo, Pretty Girl, I love that song. You Were Good to Me by Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea Cutler. And these are not exactly fall songs, I just really like listening to them any time of year, to be honest, and this is the music I've been listening to recently. To finish off the spread, I added a play, rewind, and fast forward button, like a real playlist. Okay guys, we are nearing the end here. This is my first weekly spread of the month, and I did my classic 8-box, 1-page layout. The first box is just basically craft paper, and the rest are this neutral, same dual brush that I've been using. I also, for the craft paper thing, it was kind of just a title that said October week 1, and I always start my spreads on a Monday, even if the month doesn't start on a Monday. So you'll see it actually says the 28th, I believe. And for the title, I did stamps. Did you guys like it? The time lapse? I had such a fun time watching that. Anyways, for the other side of the spread, I did a quote page with the same papers, layering them as usual, and I wrote autumn, the year's last, loveliest smile. I thought this was such a cute quote from William Cullen Bryant, and that was the end of this spread. Okay guys, so it's time for the final flip through of my entire October bullet journal spread. I absolutely had such a blast making this vintage, neutral toned theme. I hope you guys had a good time as well watching me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or leave me a comment on which spread was your favorite. I really liked this theme. I think I liked it better than my September. And I love you guys. Keep planning, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye, everyone!